Please meet the highly coveted 2023 Proven Winners Plants of the Year. Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and I am going to tell you the Proven Winners top choice plants for 2023. Starting off, we'll start with the annual of the year, which is the Truffula Pink Gomphrena. It's a beautiful, airy, mounded habit flower that thrives in the humidity, loves full sun, and if you've got a hot location, this is the plant for you. It gets 28 inches tall, likes to be grown in full sun. It's a great plant for attracting the pollinators such as hummingbirds, butterflies, and honeybees to the garden. Makes an excellent cut flower and blooms all summer long. Next is the caladium of the year, the Heart to Heart Scarlet Flame. It's got beautiful bold red foliage that's splashed with green and a touch of white. It's perfect for sun or shade. It can be brought indoors as a house plant too if at the end of the season you want to continue to enjoy it. It's great for container plantings as well as being planted in the ground. It gets about 18 inches tall and about 10 inches wide, so a nice mounding type habit. I like to use it in my shade garden where it adds a bright splash of color. And the bonus is it's a deer resistant annual. The perennial of the year is the Dolce Wildberry Corybels, or Heuchera. It's an elegant mound of rosy purple foliage. It has heavily ruffled edges and deep purple veining. It likes to be grown in part shade to full shade locations, and in the summer you get bright white bell-shaped flowers that the hummingbirds and butterflies just love. It gets about 14 inches tall and about 20 inches wide. It's a deer resistant perennial, and it's great in containers and in the landscape. The hosta of the year is the Shadowland Empress Wu. If you are looking for a huge hosta to put into your garden, this is a great selection. It has a huge presence in the landscape. It does take a few years to really get going and show you its size, but once it gets going, it is going to just grace your shade garden with beauty, with its big leaves, beautiful texture, and its beautiful violet purple blooms in early to mid-summer. It's hardy in zones 3 to 9 and can be grown in full to part shade locations. The flowering shrub of the year is the Let's Dance Can Do Hydrangea. Beautiful bubblegum pink blooms that can turn blue depending on your soil conditions. It's one of the quickest reblooming hydrangeas to set its next set of flowers, and those flowers, they line the stem. It likes to be grown in moist, well-drained areas. It can be grown in part sun to full shade areas. We recommend on the north or east side of your home. It's hardy in zones 5 to 9 and gets about 3 to 4 foot tall and wide. It makes an excellent cut flower, and it blooms both on the new and the old growth, so very reliable. The hydrangea of the year, that is the Limelight Prime Panicle Hydrangea. This is a new twist on one of the old-time favorites, Limelight. It blooms earlier in the season. It has large, really large, upright facing blooms, and it makes a great cut or dried flower. So if you're looking for a vase to put some hydrangeas in or dry them for the winter, this is an excellent dried flower as well. It's a reliable bloomer because it blooms off of the new growth. So if you're somebody that has a hard time with hydrangeas and say, mine just never bloom, this one is going to be very reliable and bloom year after year. It's hardy in zones 3 to 8 and likes to be grown in full sun to part sun areas. The rose of the year is the Ringo All-Star Rose. It is a beautiful sunset of colors, ranging in red to orange to yellow, and all of these colors are on the flower at the same time, so it's just a beautiful transition. It's a highly disease-resistant rose. No deadheading is needed. It just continues to do flowers all summer long. It's hardy in zones 4 to 8 and gets about 2 to 3 foot tall. It blooms off of the new growth, so if you trim it in the fall or in the spring, you're going to have those beautiful summer blooms. And lastly is the landscape shrub of the year. This is the Hibiscus Rosa Sharon Purple Pillar. If you are looking for a tall columnar shrub to add to your garden, this is the one. The blooms are semi-double to single blooms, shades of kind of a lilac purple with a beautiful magenta eye. It gets about 10 to 16 foot tall and only about 3 foot wide. So again, if you're looking for that narrow shrub to make the presence in your landscape, this is it. It likes to be grown in a full sun location and is hardy in zones 5 to 9. Deer resistant, so I know that's something I love, especially for the up north garden. And it also attracts the hummingbirds. So if you're into hummingbirds and just watching them flit and flitter around your garden, this is a shrub that will attract those hummingbirds. It does bloom off of the new growth, so if you want to trim it in the fall or in the spring, you're going to have blooms that following summer. I'm hoping there's something here in this highly coveted 2023 Proven Winner Plants of the Year list that is something that you may want to add to your collection. Thanks for watching. If you would like to leave comments below, you may do so. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.